Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about the difference between the stateful and stateless services. Okay. In stateful services, the server stores client information like last login or what was the last transaction that was happening for this particular request. Okay. So the request specific information needs to be stored on the server side. If I take the example of a stateful services, right? So sometimes what happens when you visit any banking application and let's say you are visiting the statement page, or let's say you are checking your reward balance, when you log out and log in again, you by default the page which is presented to you is the rewards page or the statement page where you were in the last session, not the home page, right? And we call these type of applications as a stateful applications. Okay. So if I give you more real world examples, so chat applications, video games, or banking applications are one of the real world examples of stateful applications. And if you ask me about the component which is being used for building the stateful applications, so generally you can make use of databases to store the sessions, or you can also go for Redis or meme cache, right? The caching approach where you can store the request specific informations. In case of stateless applications, all the requests going to the server can run independently, okay? Which means that server do not need to remember or store the sessions for any specific request, okay? So in software world, if I give you the example of stateless applications, basically microservices or whatever the REST API you build, these all APIs are stateless. So your APIs do not store any information about the request. It just process it and give the data to the client. Okay. If I talk about the advantages and disadvantages of stateless and stateful services, so in case of stateless services, the scaling is very easy, right? You can easily scale your applications, right? But in case of stateful services, scaling is a bit complex. Why? Because let's say you have multiple instances and one of that instance processed your last request. So again, that request should go to the same instance only, right? Then it will get that data which is stored on the server side. So this is the challenge you face during scaling. Second thing is the failure recovery. Failure recovery is also difficult in case of stateful services. Why? Because you need to recover the client data, what client stored data first, right? From the DB or from somewhere else, and then you can start processing your request. But in case of stateless services, you just need to restart your pods or you just need to restart your application and your application will start serving the client request. So that's the basic difference between the stateful and stateless services.